I'm LeAnn.
Hello, I'm Jeannie.
And we're the Loose Thread Stitchers. And Jeannie made this wonderful sign. You saw part of it a couple videos ago, but now she added our names in a background. So we're going to use that for our front picture from now on.
We're official.
Yeah. Jeannie created it. It's beautiful. I love it.
We've got the tiles from our friend Mary from
she
Iowa.
Gave us each like a game and a half of Scrabble tiles. So
yeah.
I haven't figured out what to do with mine yet. Today is Monday, July 1st, 2024, and this is our 29th video. And thank you to all of our subscribers. We had great comments last time, so I have some questions and answers for Turtle Tidbits, and I'm excited. Because that saves me from trying to figure out what to talk about. I don't know, for updates, it's been warm here, lots of rain. Everything's really green. I've been working my buns off in the garden and flowers, and I finally got everything. I think I'm pretty much done.
Good.
I hope, but I haven't had much cross stitch because I sit down in the chair at night and I pass out. And I call myself the 2 shower a day girl because I take a shower in the morning and then when I come in I'm all sweaty, so I take another shower. That's just the way it is.
And I think we're just far enough north in central Minnesota that all the rain we get, it all goes down south for flooding. So I don't think we've had any.
Yeah, I am 40 minutes away from her and I've had a lot more rain than she has. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Because
last year it did that. It would like split in the drought and we would just be dry all the time. So you must still be, but you're out of the drought. You're green.
Yep.
When I look, you're green. So at least you're getting enough rain.
And we haven't had really any hot spells. So it's been a nice spring.
Yeah, there's only been, I think, a couple of days we hit either high 80s or 90. Did we hit 90 a couple times? I think we did. Maybe not her. I don't know, but I think we did.
And I went out and stood in the cornfield this past weekend, and it's over knee high. So
there was one lady on the comment. Where was she from?
North Carolina or South Carolina? Yeah, that someplace southeast.
And she said their corn's like almost done. It was weird because Jeannie asked her, "Do you have like 2 seasons of it, or how does that work?" I don't know how that works. Are you just done then? I don't know. We went in our travels, which we'll talk about later, but we saw a lot of, not puddles, what would you call them?
Oh, there were lakes in the fields.
Yeah, there were ducks swimming in them and geese swimming in them.
Could have launched a boat.
Yeah, it was kind of sad. I mean, it wasn't taking up a huge part of the parts we saw. I mean, I didn't really see any bad flooding in the fields, but there was, like a big circle where they either lost their corn or whatever because it's full of water.
And it looked like they were delayed in planting.
Yeah, because some fields the corn was just coming up.
Yeah. We were in northwest Iowa for the most part. So there's more rolling hills.
Yeah, it was pretty. There'll be some pictures in the beginning.
Yep.
Jeannie made me, since I wasn't driving, she made me take pictures, so you'll see some pictures.
Yeah, I think it was a little out of her comfort zone. I had to remind her a few times.
Well, I don't think about taking pictures. So I did. I took pictures. Okay, we can start with FFOs, of which I have none. Oh, demonstration. I'm going to demonstrate. I talked last time about how I do this knot in the thread when I use silk threads and stuff. And I'll put a little video up here so you can see it. Or if it's not up there, it'll be at the end for sure.
And that's because you use one strand and the knot is up by the needle so it doesn't slip out, right?
Yeah, I do. It's this thing you wrap around, you run the needle through, and it makes a tiny knot down at the end of your needle. And like for the 103s and stuff, they're so slippery that I tried to demonstrate it, but we thought it looked kind of goofy. So at home, I'll do it and I'll insert it, or it'll be at the end. So if you don't see it up here while we're talking, you'll see it at the end, okay? Because then at home, I can take a little more time and get it right.
And maybe more than one take.
Yeah. Because I tried it here and my hands were too close and then they were off camera. And it's like, okay, I'll try it at home and insert it. That's what I'll do. Okay, so we can do FFOs. Go for it. I have none.
Yeah, you do.
I don't have an FFO. That's,
Oh, you don't.
I don't have an FFO.
Well then.
I have a previous FFO.
Okay. So I have LeAnn Foster. I had finished this a month or two ago. Hands Across the Sea. And so here she is framed up.
She's really pretty.
That nice. It was DMC. Oh shoot.
It's variegated though.
It's the 115 variegated.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
So
All the variegation in it's really pretty.
yeah. And then I finished up my American Sampler by Calico Confectionery. And this is done on 16 count latte fiber on a whim with the called for DMCs. And here it is.
Oh, and it's red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Or red, tan, and blue.
I got this frame when we did the estate sale down in Osage in April. And when I kind of took it apart to clean it up, and they had some square nails that held the pieces together,
Nice.
which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
So, and then I've got, this was a freebie from Silver Creek Samplers, Freedom a la Mode. And it kind of almost wants you to eat blueberries.
Oh, it looks like blueberries inside.
Does it look like
the
a blueberry pie?
Yeah, it does. She did a good job. Of the
Yeah.
pattern. Nice.
So, and then these two, this one here, this cross stitch I did years ago, and it was in my bin of FOs that needed to be FFO'd. It was a finished object, but it needed to be fully finished. So I thought, okay, I'm stuffing with sawdust, so, and this is on 14 count beige Ada, and I don't know anything else. I think it was in a hardcover book at one time, because this is from years ago. And then this was a punch needle that was in the same bin. So I just framed it in a little Michael's wooden box.
Oh, it's a punch needle. Oh, okay. That's really cool.
I had another space available in my patriotic shelf, so need to finish it. And then for my birthday stitch, Counting is Hard. And this is done on 20 count vintage country mocha. And I used the same fabric I did with Stitchy Birds.
Yep.
And the same threads. And here they are.
Oh, it's very cute. And I'm working on that one too. And I'll show you that on Whips.
Yeah. So those are my FFOs.
Okie dokie. Do you have any F's finishes?
Yes. Oh. This is something I'm really excited about to a point. But being that it's finished, then I had to come up with another. It's my
Oh, your Sunday stitch.
Sunday stitch. I started another one last night. And here it is. It's Stoxology. Oh.
That one was so pretty when you were working on it.
This is one of the bigger ones. I'm gonna have to put this up a little bit more. It's on, oh, I wrote it down somewhere. 18 count Dusty Road by Seraphim Fabrics with the called for DMC.
Yeah, that's so pretty. It's very pretty.
Isn't that? Oh, I just love it. And I think when we were on our road trip last month, I think I found a frame at a thrift store that's going to work.
Nice.
So that is my only other FFO, I think.
You're finished.
I finished. Yeah, I'm sorry, FO.
Okay, then we move on to Whips. And like Jeannie said, I was doing Counting is Hard also for her birthday stitch, and this is as far as I've gotten. I'm up to the tomato part. So, and this is the one we did together for my birthday, was this one. And I changed all the colors, because as you can see by Jeannie's, hers is a lot brighter, lighter. Yeah, they look totally different. So then if you look at hers and mine here, same thing. Mine's darker. And it's 36 count. I don't remember. Well, I mean, I talked about it. I told you what it was on this, so it would be the same. But I don't remember what it's. I know it's 36 count something.
Yeah, because you saved it.
It's
Yeah,
Seraphim, and I don't remember what the name of it is. Shoot. Okay, well. And then the other whip is this. So we FaceTime with friends on Saturday night, and so I've been working on the border, and I finally got the border done. And the reason I don't have anything further is because, you know, we're FaceTiming on Saturday night with these people, and I'm talking. I think this is perfect thing because it's all border work, and you just keep going around and around. So I was doing that, and then all of a sudden I noticed in the picture, like where his feet are and where the flag is, there's parts, like there's 5 spaces up here that you don't do.
it interrupts the border.
Yeah, and the same thing with his feet down here. So then I had to rip some of it out. So now it's all done. So now I've started the motifs. I got one little star up there. So that took a while to rip out, but now that the border's all done, it should go a lot faster now.
Oh, will you do that into a pin keep,
Yep.
a pillow?
Yep,
Okay.
I will. Yep.
Pretty.
That's so those are my whips. That's it, kiddo.
Okay. I am working on this modern folk embroidery. It's better to light a single candle than to curse the darkness. And I am doing this on 16 count Mystic Ada with sulky number 4002. And this is all I've got. I got to work this on when the light is brighter, like during the day with the dark fabric, but I'm doing 1/1 on 16 count.
That's really pretty fabric.
Isn't it pretty?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then, being that I had finished my original Sunday stitch, I needed to start another one. So this one is on 18 count Overcast Ada by Cedar River Linen and Design, and I'm using Classic Colorworks Blacksmith Blue. I can't see it with my shirt.
Yeah, it blends right in. You're wearing blacksmith blue today, Jeannie.
Yeah. And it's Words to Live By.
Oh, those are cute.
Salt and Pepper.
Oh.
So I started the Love One. It's going to say another. So I got enough here to do all 3. And this is 2/1 on the 18 count. And then I've got a really good one for like FaceTiming and stuff. Like Freedom.
It's over and over and over again. Oh.
By Rosewood Manor. And I'm doing this on, I wrote it down somewhere. It's Weeks Dye Works, the called for Weeks Dye Works. Oh, I know, because it doesn't have really a tag.
Oh,
it
it
is
does.
Laura's Fabric, 18 count Ada. There's
Yeah.
There's
no color.
no color.
Nope. It's Laura's fabric.
And I've got some more letters done.
Oh, yeah.
So instead of it, before it was all free or,
You got one whole freedom.
oh, I got some threads. But that's where I'm at on that. So that is, I got this out because, just to stitch if I'm talking to people or, Yeah, this would be easy to do on a FaceTime. Yeah, so those are my whips.
Yep. So now we get to move on to haul.
Ho, 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 ho.
Oh, this is another reason I didn't stitch as much either, is because of our haul.
If you might remember. Oh, first of all, I want to thank everybody for all the happy birthday comments in this from the last video.
Yeah.
It was a really good birthday month.
Okay, so this is on 36 count oatmeal. Not by Seraphim, by Fiber on a Whim. I really know what I'm talking about, don't I? It's on my bag.
You knew you wrote it down somewhere.
I knew I did, but I didn't know that I brought it with me, and I should know by now. I put it on my bags all the time.
Okay. Cross stitch haul, huh?
Cross stitch haul.
So, if you remember, we were out and about. The threads were on the loose last month. And we did the trip down to Walnut, Iowa for the antique show. And on the way, we went down to Ames first and met some friends at Hickory Park.
Yep, it's a restaurant, barbecue.
Charlotte and Mary Beth.
Mary Beth, yes.
And then from there, Mary took us to a thrift store and a new cross-stitch store, Prairie Rose.
Prairie Rose, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So a brand new shop, just getting going. It's fun
Yep.
to see that. And then from there we went to Walnut for the antique. Well, we stayed in Denison, and before we got in Denison, there was a quilt store, so gotta stop. We were in town. And then we went to Walnut. And then after we did Walnut, we hit a few quilt shops in northwest Iowa.
Yeah.
And then we came home through Beardsford, South Dakota to the Shanty Stitchers.
Yes. Because they're doing that mystery. It's not a mystery anymore, but
It's a shop hop.
Yeah, it's 3 shops. It's, that's where we went. Each shop has a third of the pattern, and it's called
On the corner of Corn and Beans.
Yes.
I have that somewhere.
Yeah, you should. I didn't bring
Excuse
mine
me.
because I thought you'd have it. And that was, so we stopped at Shanty Stitchers first, and we've never been there before. And she has fabric and cross stitch.
Quilting fabric.
Yes,
Here we are.
there it is.
So
That's
you've
the
got...
pattern. You get a third of the pattern at each shop. And it's free. The pattern's free if you go to the shop.
And you have all summer, from
Yeah.
June 1st to the end of August. Yeah.
Yep. And we've
Yeah.
never been to Shanty Stitches. She's got a lot of stuff. Her shop is,
yeah,
she's been there a long time. So it's a really nice shop.
Lots of...
For us, especially when we're quilters and cross stitchers, because she has both. So that was really nice.
And a lot to see, and you didn't have to move very far in her shop. You could
No.
just, yeah. So that was really fun. Okay.
Okay, and what I got, as far as cross stitch at her shop, I always bring patterns with me. I look for thread and stuff. It just helps me stay kind of focused rather than totally going nuts. But this grand old flag pattern, I bought all the thread for. And then the Plum Street Samplers Sew Sisters, I got all the thread. I'm practicing folding it like Country Sampler.
Oh.
I'm in practice mode to see if I can do it. This one turned out pretty good. Summer Swan too. I have the pattern Summer Swan. Oh gosh, that's really glary. Anyway, there's the thread. I bought the thread for that. And then the Beggar Fourth, which I really like. I'd really like to start this one. I got the thread for that.
Ooh.
Did I say fabric of any of these? I meant thread. I got the thread for all of these. So that's what I got. I got fabric there too, but as far as cross stitch, that's what I got. Did you get anything in her store?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what I did before that.
Okay.
I got this from Mary, our friend Mary in Iowa. And then when we stopped at the Wise Monkey Quilt Shop in Denison, Iowa, I picked up this chart. I've got autumn and winter. So, and then,
Oh yeah, we were looking for thrift stores.
yes, but I got this at South Dakota, the new punch needle and primitive stitcher. Then I got, this is from right here,
Yep.
the Shanty Stitchers. It's a,
Box.
yep. And then I got some fabric. This is like vintage country mocha, only it is, no, that's another one. I forget what this was called, but it's the stamp piece.
There's a oh, it's a
Yeah, it fell off and I
Okay.
just tossed it. And then this gray is vintage gray. And it has,
It's stamped like vintage
Yeah.
country mocha too. Yep.
and then I got the seasonal courier. Where's my other one? Autumn and summer, spring. I got ink circles, Copic Square. I got Prairie Schooler, a Prairie Year 2. I've done a lot of the first one, the Prairie Year. So these are fun. They make nice little. And then, like LeAnn said, we were looking for thrift stores. And we found one. That's where I found my frame that I'm going to use. But I found this, I don't know if you'd call it a vintage cross-stitch book. But it's got a lot of littles in it. That would, oh, there's my winter.
There it is.
Yeah. So this will be fun. It will be, a lot of little charts. So, and it, I mean, what was it, $3?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That's funny because it said it was a thrift store. We went in, it was all books and rocks.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
sort of different.
geodes and rocks.
Yeah.
And,
So then we asked her if she had any cross stitch books, and she said, well, she was going to take a bunch of them to the
I was going to donate them, wasn't she?
yeah, but they were embroidery books. So then,
Crochet.
Oh, that's right, they were crochet.
Crochet.
So then she said, "Oh, wait a minute, I think is that the thing where you do
X's.
little X's?" And we said, "Yeah." So then there were like what, 5 books, 6 books cross stitch? Maybe?
Yeah, down in the bottom shelf.
Yeah,
She had to really
said,
dig for.
They should be in this corner here somewhere, and she found them. She did. So that's where Jeannie found that one.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to think at Walnut. This quilt right behind our sign here was a vintage quilt top that I got at Walnut. It's not completely done. It's not an even rectangle. There's a corner out, and so I'm going to have to do some, cutting down or whatever and cleaning. There's a bunch of spots on it. I haven't cleaned it yet. And then I found this rack. The top said spices on it.
Yep.
Can you see it?
Nope.
Good. Mission accomplished. And I got this, I thought, for I put them all away. My pin keeps. I was going to hang on the wall. But, put something like that in there.
Sure. Yep. That
So,
would work good.
Yeah, that's what I got at Walnut. So I think that's my haul from that trip.
And I found a Tide quilt to put on my bench, and I'll put a picture in the beginning of that. But I found it's wooden, and it used to be sewing machine drawers for a treadle, and they had put them together, and it's a little table, and I didn't bring it because it's kind of heavy and stuff. So I will, I'll show it next time on our, because then we'll be at my house. I can show it to you. It's really cute. I love it. I absolutely love it. And that I love it because the drawers are rounded in the front, and then you can pull them open. There's 4 drawers, and they're just short little legs on it, so it's really cute.
Really cute.
Yeah,
It stopped her in her tracks.
Yeah, it did. I was like, oh, I gotta have that.
Broke the bank.
Yeah.
But
Broke the bank is right. I had to borrow money from her to buy popcorn until I could find an ATM, which was just 4 or 5 blocks down the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty good. So as far as but that, are we going to talk about that? Because we're still in the hall, right?
yeah. Because, okay. But now, on the way home from Shanty Stitchers, which is it's a good 5 hours from my house if you drove straight through. And it was pouring rain. It was really coming down. But we're talking about, we needed to finish and go to Osage and Blue Earth to get the full chart sometime this summer. Well, at Sewing Seeds in New Ulm, if you buy this $5 bag, on the 20th of each month, you can come in and get $20 off most everything in the store.
No,
or 20%.
20%.
20%, I'm sorry.
Yep.
So we were kind of talking about, okay, when can we do this? So we looked at the next, June, July, and August when the 20th fell. And June was the best bet.
And it was that week because we were coming home on a Saturday. So that following Thursday.
Yeah, we came home on the 15th, and so the next Thursday was
another travel day.
It was in one of LeAnn's adventure days.
It was.
15-hour adventure days.
Jeannie calls them 15-hour days. I call them adventure days. They're fun. You get it all done in a day, and we didn't rush. We didn't do...
We had a schedule, but...
Yeah, we did. We figured out, because in the 5 hours home, I wasn't driving, she was. So I was figuring out, okay, what's the distance between all 3 stores? So to be... Welcome Stitchery, Osage, and Sewing Seeds. And then we figured an hour in each store. And then we figured an hour for lunch. And then we had to figure out how long it took us to get to the first one. So I plugged in all that time and it all fit.
Yeah, that high school math comes into play there when you have to add all the times and everything.
Right, it does. So first place we went was Osage. Oh, this is...
the Stitchery Nook.
The Stitchery Nook. So then I kind of did the same thing. I had patterns. So this is When Pumpkins Glow. I'm getting pretty good at that country sampler folding of my thread. I got thread for that. This one is Project Quarantine Stay Home and Stitch.
Oh, that's got to be an old one.
Yeah, I got the threads for that. This is Animal Crackers, the mouse. What's the mouse? Bobbin. His name is Bobbin. So I got all the threads for Bobbin. And she had a bobbin. I'm going to paint the top and bottom red, but...
Not blue?
Well, I guess I could do blue, except for everything in them is red.
Okay.
I can't have blue. I suppose I could have blueberries in the basket, huh? Anyway, it was the right size, so I got that. Then I got some, this is called Dirty You 36 count. It's by Dames of the Needle. Should I take it out of the bag? I don't know if I need to or not, but see if I can. It's darker than, well, no, that's pretty good. I think that's, yeah, it has a little bit of modeling in it. Not a lot. And then this one is Antique Lace is one of my favorites. Oh. And the thing about Antique Lace, though, is every time you get it, it's a different color.
Oh, that's a little dark, isn't it?
Yeah. So this one's a little darker. Has really good modeling in it.
Nice color.
It's funny because, when I put all of these together, I keep all my Antique Laces together. They're all different colors. So they're darker or lighter. And then she had the third pattern for the Log Cabin Christmas chart. And this one is the Fox, Log Cabin Fox. So I got that. And then this is Faith of the Heart by Brenda Gervais. And I don't know why I've never seen this, but those bluebirds and that dark red house. Those are my colors. Give me a break here. And then this one, Favored Feline by Erica Michaels. I mean, that looks like Willow. I'll make it so that there's a heart in the black spots because Willow has a big black heart spot on her back. So I'll take those black spots and make a heart with that. But that's my Willow. And then this one is it's called Our Story by Brenda Gervais. And again, I've never seen this one. That says home.
Will you leave it as a white house?
Oh, probably not. I'll make it a blue house.
It would show up.
It would show up. Yeah. But it says home is this is where our story begins. So that's what I got at Osage.
The Stitchery Nook.
Yep, the Stitchery Nook.
And I don't know what I did. Oh, I got some fabric I must have put away. But these Plum Street, you know, when she's got like the 3 different animals on top, I had to get rack stack because we have deer all over up here. And then I've been wanting this. I got the cardinal one, but I got the Bluebirds of Happiness by JBW Design.
Oh, there's lots of blue in that. That's pretty. That's very pretty.
Yep. So, and then I got fabric, but I don't have that with me right here. So that's what I got at
Stitchery Nook.
Stitchery Nook.
So then we went to Welcome Stitchery after that.
In Blue Earth, Minnesota?
Yep. And then again, I bought, this was Booty-U I had, and I did the threads. So I bought threads for that. This is Basket Full of Summertime. And I bought the threads for that. Then I got, she started, the one nice thing about Stitchery Nook is she has all of her fabric, not all of them, but most of her fabrics are cut into fat quarters or half yards and they're in bags.
Okay, I did find them.
Oh,
so yeah,
okay.
it's like this. This was from the Stitchery Nook.
Right.
This is Parliament, and then they have a couple more bags. But yeah, so then you don't need to have anything cut
Right.
or...
You're not bugging anybody. You just go through all the fabrics and pick them. Well, Justine at Welcome Stitchery, she's starting to hang her fabrics on hangers. So that was kind of nice because she had half yards and fat quarters and they're all hanging on hangers. So you can just grab the hanger and, take them up and buy them. So this is R&R 36 count vintage homespun, and it's not, I don't think it's modeled. You don't see modeling, right? There's something in there.
There's some color variation.
Yeah, but not much.
It's really subtle.
Yeah, it's very, very subtle. I didn't have that one. And then this one is Bestitch Me, just another sampler, which I love. I have one of these already, and this is 40 count. And so I got another fat quarter because I have a half yard of it, and I'm afraid to cut it up in case I find, a bigger sampler, which is usually what I'm working on, or bigger ones. So, and then this one is R&R Ligonier Latte, and I don't think this one is. Do you see any? It's just sort of a plain, sort of a tan.
Yeah.
This one's really nice, though. I mean, it smells
it's
like coffee.
coffee.
But this color is really nice because even though it's light, you can still put whites on it and stuff and see it. And then, normally I don't like bunny things, but this is Maggie May, the Animal Cracker one. But Kim, the Contented Needlework Stitcher, she made her dress pink, light pink, and her coat darker pink, and she was really cute.
And I was watching Brenda and Laura yesterday, and someone put red shoes on her.
Oh yeah, because they told her to put red shoes, or you could do black shoes for the what were they called? Their patent
Mary
leather.
Jane's?
Mary Jane's, yeah. And she didn't. I don't remember what she said she was going to do about the shoes, but it was really cute when she did it in the pinks. I thought I could do it in blues. It's funny because it's nice when you see other people change things, because then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I would like it that way, because this is kind of dark to me. I mean, I like dark, but this is, I don't know. When I saw the pink and red, it kind of popped my brain. I could do blues. I wouldn't have thought of that. And then this is Lucy Beam Love and Stitches, Maria Casson, 1822. And the sample on the wall is much darker than this, and it was really pretty. So I got that. I really liked that. And that's what I got. These I just got in the mail. Long May You Stitch. Jeannie's got it. It's sitting up there all finished. is a pin keep. And then we were both the whole time looking for Faded Flag by October House Fiber Arts. Nobody had it.
And they all had it on order.
Yeah, they all had it on order again. And even at Stitchery Nook, wasn't she on like her third order of it?
Yeah.
Because they had done it in a class.
Oh,
And-
or yeah. Oh, Sage did that. Yeah.
So then Lindy Stitches Online was having 15% off. So she had the pattern. So this one's for you.
Oh, thank you.
Because we were both looking for it, going, we can't find it, we can't find it.
Well, and the Stitchery Nook did a variegated. So instead of doing the,
She
what
did
is it,
dinky
3
dyes.
different color threads?
I think it's 3 or 4 reds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Missy from Two Needles Pulling Threads, I don't think she did the white stars. I think she left them.
Left them blank. And then she kept stitching. Her and her husband were watching a show. I don't remember what it was, but she added 2 more rows and had 54 stars.
On the blue, yeah.
And I actually think I'm going to do that because it's really skinny. When you see it in the store finished, it's very skinny. So and there's 42 stars on this. I counted them. So they don't have the right number of stars anyway. So you could easily expand that and make it bigger.
It's only 27 stitches high.
Yeah, it's very skinny. So I thought I kind of like that. She made hers bigger.
Well, see, it's called a skinny mini pattern.
Well, it is, and she called it. She renamed it something bigger.
Yeah.
It was like a small instead of a mini. Okie dokie.
Okay, so when I was at the Stitchery, Welcome Stitchery, we're in Blue Earth now. I got the French Country Rooster by JBW Designs. I got Big Chicken, Little Chicken Pin Keep. I had gotten this before, and I went to do it, and the chart was missing. So I thought, when I seen it down at Justine's shop, I thought, okay, I'll just get the whole thing again. I want to do it.
You'll be curious where you find it.
Well, I don't know if it was ever in there because I hadn't ever opened the Ziploc bag.
Oh, okay.
And then I got some. This is 18 count Forbidden Fiber Company Lunar.
Oh, wow.
So that's got some big.
Yeah, like big blotches in it. That'd be
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
The bleach
yeah.
spilt. And then this is this Forbidden Fiber Co. No.
No, let's just picture this plus.
Plus, yeah, PTP. 18 ounce Ada Velspar.
And that has blue, and then it has like some brown. Yeah, there you go. Brown splotches in it. Huh, that's interesting.
Different than Fiber on a Whim Brown Sugar. But to me, it looks green.
Yeah, it's got, the blotches are green. Huh.
And then this is Atomic Ranch Fabrics 18 count Asian. Isn't that pretty?
That's really pretty. I like that one.
Okay, so those, I think, is all I got for cross stitching in a week's time.
Yeah, that's funny. When you get home and you start going, oh, gee, I think I spent a little bit of money in a week. Okay, so
Do we?
Oh, sure.
Should we quick do Happy Mail?
Yep.
Okay. Last month, I did some skinny pillows by the Woolen Willow, Under the Woolen Willow, Michelle. And on our Flosstube, on the thumbnail or whatever, it was one of the pictures. So Michelle reached out and asked if she could send us something. So she sent us this Stitcher skinny pillows. I don't have to do that whole thing. So there's 4 pillows there.
Floss, pin keep, thimble, and stitch.
Yeah, and so they are wool applique and then embroidered.
Yep.
And then she also gave us each a needle book.
A needle book. Isn't that
You
cute?
gonna open yours?
Yes.
Now the Stitcher's skinny pillows are available on her site, but these are not. These are only available to purchase in bulk if you want I think she said something about if you wanted to give them out at a retreat or something. And then with all of her orders, or with all the orders I've gotten, she sends this paper clip, this penny round paper clip.
Those are so cute.
So she sent us each one of those.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was nice.
That was very, very nice.
Thank you, Michelle.
So much. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Jackie? The lady we met at?
Oh, yeah. Okay. This is all new to us. So when we had mentioned last month what we were going to do and we were going to end up in Beardsford at Shanty Stitchers, a viewer had reached out to us and asked what time we were going to be there, if it'd be okay if she came at the same time. Her name is Jackie. So
hi, Jackie.
It's kind of like, okay. And it was fun.
Oh, it was so much. She was very nice, and she came, and then she was, wasn't it an hour for her to get there?
Yeah.
So that's...
Yeah, and then she was going
nice.
to a
and
stitching.
then she was going to a stitching thing, and she invited us to go with, but we had a 5 to 6 hour drive home, so we politely said no. But that was very, very nice. She stayed for quite a while and talked to us, and the owner knows her, so they were both talking to us. But she
Jeannie
was so nice.
From Shanty Stitchers, yeah.
She was very, very nice. It was nice to meet her.
Yes, it was very nice to talk, and okay, so she's from South Dakota. She was talking about, going into Minnesota, and she's had to go to the airport before in Minneapolis. And I think the one thing that stood out in my mind was, in South Dakota, you can drive 80 on the freeway.
That was weird to see an 80-mile-an-hour sign. Because Jeannie goes, look, we get to go 80.
So 80 always means 85, right? But then, that's what she said. She said, we get to Minnesota and we're knocked down to 70.
Yeah.
But
that was interesting. Because I hadn't seen an 80-mile-an-hour sign.
Oh, you hadn't gone far enough west then.
No, I haven't. That was amazing.
What's weird, though, is when the truckers are doing that. That's a little scary. You don't want to be in front of them.
Yeah.
But that was fun. And then while we were at the store, Karen came in, and Karen is Justine's sister-in-law. Justine from the Stitchery, or from Welcome Stitchery in Blue Earth.
Yep.
So that was, it's like, people through people.
Right. That was fun.
And then when we were in Blue Earth, from Osage to Blue Earth that day, the 15-hour LeAnn's Adventure Day, we stopped to eat before we went to see... went to Welcome Stitchery, and as we're setting in, it's called Average Joe's, isn't it?
Yeah, it's called Average Joe's.
It's a restaurant and good, burgers and stuff. Well, all of a sudden, this lady is coming towards us, and hi, LeAnn and Jeannie. And, you know how your mind works. Okay, I met her. Where?
Yeah, where have I met her? And I had seen her before, and I didn't know where I had seen her.
Yeah.
And she was Mara. Hi, Mara, and she is the person who does Justine's finishing for her shop.
Yeah, her and her husband, Todd.
Yeah, Todd was there, and he said he drives her everywhere. She goes to all the fabric stores and everything, and we asked him which one was his favorite, and he said anyone that has a beer joint next to it, so he could go get a beer while she's shopping. I thought that was so hilarious.
Or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was, it's fun to, to see people again.
We met quite a few people.
Yeah. So, okay. So now we are going to pause for a minute and
do you just want her to sit here? She can sit here.
Oh, that's okay. We're going to bring in another chair. I think we can.
Okay.
Can we?
Sure.
Okay. So are we going to pause or are we just going to roll with it?
We're going to roll with it.
Okay.
Because you got the chair right there.
Yep. This is easier said than done.
It's easily done.
Okay.
We have a special guest. Jeannie can introduce her.
Whoops. There's cramped corners. It's my favorite granddaughter, Miss Tenley.
And only.
Well, LeAnn has a favorite granddaughter.
I do have a favorite granddaughter and only.
And Tenley has been quilting. Let me scooch. Has been quilting for LeAnn, don't get out the picture.
I'm good.
Quite a few years.
I don't know how long though.
Oh gosh, well, it's got to be at least 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now she has, and a couple years ago when I got back in the cross stitching, I tried to twist her arm and stuff, and we got her a couple little projects. But all of a sudden, she was up last week. She came up to do some strawberry picking, and she said, "Where's my cross stitching bag?" So she has a project bag. This she designed,
Long time ago.
yeah, for right around COVID time. So she picked it up the other night and started. And she has an FFO, which is a,
Fully finished object.
yes,
It's a dolphin.
it's a, where is your,
It's called Dolphin Delight.
okay, dimensions kit. So it came, this was a stamped cross stitch.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it came, with the kit and stuff. And then when we put it in there, she put the, you want to hold it up again?
Oh.
The trim around it and then the pins in it. And then she put the 2024, where'd that go?
Oh, it's right here.
Oh, year on it. So I told her when she gets to be my age, it's nice to know what year she did that in.
Right. She did a beautiful job.
So she did that. Then she started,
Oh.
you have a
Cat.
whip.
Yep.
So it's another dimensions kit. So
It's called Cute Kitty.
and this is counted.
Uh-huh.
So I think she said last night about going back to kindergarten because she can't count. But yeah, it's kind of fun.
None of us can count, trust me. Some days can't count. Count too much or too little.
Yeah. So that's what she's been working on cross stitch wise. So now, before we get into quilting, do you want to do some turtle tidbits?
Oh, sure, I can. Last month I asked for if anybody had any questions about turtles. And I got quite a few questions. So Lisa Whitaker from Australia, she wanted to know if I had to have any licenses, because in Australia, anytime you want to have a turtle or tortoise, you have to apply for a license first. And in Minnesota, you don't have to. The only thing you can't do is there are certain turtles that are protected. They're on the protected list. And if you would want to own one of those, you would have to apply to the DNR. And the DNR probably wouldn't give you a license for them, because since they're on the protected list, they don't really want people to own them. But I have painted turtles and my red-eared albino sliders. I don't need a license for them. It's just fine. And then 1856 Brickhouse asked, what is the lifespan of a painted and snapping turtle? And a painted turtle, they can go 35 to 40 years. The longest living they found is a 55-year-old painted turtle. Snapping turtle is 30 to 47 in captivity. And the oldest snapping turtle they've had or found is 100 years old. So I think turtles can live longer in captivity just because they're given food regularly. I mean, if you take care of them, if they have clean water, they're healthy, you keep them healthy, I think they can live a little longer because they're constantly getting food. They aren't, when they're out in the wild, some years they have less food or it's harder to find food or whatever. They have bad years just like anything else out in the wild. So, okay, then Sandy Kalmeyer, Kalmeyer, she asked me where the tank is for the turtles and does it get moved in the summer. My tank is down the basement. It's 8 feet long. It has almost 400 gallons of water in it, so it doesn't get moved. I think I have an 8-foot by 4-foot swimming pool I put up outside in the summertime. So they go out every morning in the swimming pool if it's not bad weather. And then
You just pluck them out of the tank.
I just pluck them out of the tank, and then I have a PVC cover with bird netting over it so nothing can attack them. And they stay out all day, and then they come in at night. I don't leave them out at night. And you'll see a picture of that in the beginning. You'll see and they'll be basking. I have one big basking rectangle spot in the pool, and they, you'll see, I think when I took the picture, there were 3 turtles up there basking. And so they get moved in and out. I can't move that thing I have down the basement. It's huge, and it's almost 400 gallons of water, so it doesn't get moved. No.
But is it Gracie, or which one is it that in the morning she's clawing at the
Yeah, she wants
side
to
of
go
it?
out. It's Gracie. She's my painted turtle, female painted turtle, and she's ready. I mean, when I go down there, she is in her the box I have up against it in the summer to lay eggs. She's up there and she's clawing at the acrylic because she wants out. Like, let's get the day going here. Let's get outside. So, and then Amy Zellers asked, what do you feed them, and do the babies eat the same thing? My turtles get, there's a variety of things. They get minnows, they get waxworms, mealworms, they get bloodworms. Bloodworms are mosquito larvae. It's frozen. You get it at the pet store. They're frozen in little cubes. Jeannie's freaking out here. And then it's beef heart, which is, again, it's frozen and it's kind of cut up, and as it thaws, they eat it. I also mix in carrots and romaine and butternut squash. I mix it in a little cup blender, and I put that over their food too, because turtles don't necessarily, the ones I have are mostly carnivorous. They eat meat, but you know, when you think about in the wild, when they're going for like a piece of dead fish on the bottom, they're probably getting algae or other things with that food. So I grind up the carrots and the romaine and stuff, because that's lots of high vitamin A and other vitamins that they need for their shell. And I just sprinkle that over the food. I feed them in dishwasher
Pans?
pans, the white, plastic pans that you wash dishes in.
Every day?
Every other day they get fed, and they're lined up on my island. And I do that because the albinos can't see real well, and I don't want them having to fight with other turtles for their food. So they are all individually fed every other day in these bins, so that they each have their time and their space to eat the food that they need to eat. But with these vegetables I put in there that are all minced up, when they grab for their minnows and stuff, they're getting like a bit of carrot or a bit of romaine or whatever. So they eat quite the variety of, they eat crickets. I feed them crickets. Worms. I go out in the garden and dig up worms for them and eat worms. Jeannie's face. They eat all kinds, and babies eat the same thing, only I chop them up really small.
The
Puree 'em?
worms, you chop up worms.
I do, and I even sometimes, like the minnows, I put them in that cup chopper and chop up the minnows, because you want them really small. You're not supposed to feed a turtle anything bigger than the size of their head, and so babies' heads are tiny, but they get all the same food, just smaller.
You just hope she doesn't get it mixed up when she's fixing supper for John. A little protein in his hamburger.
All right. Okay, so then I love this person's name, Soggy Doggy Stitcher. She said, how did I get started raising turtles? When I was small, we had a cabin, and it was on Clear Lake up by Brainerd, and it was just a one-room cabin, and it was a small lake, and in the spring, the ice would push the sand up so our beach would have this big hill of sand. And in the spring, all of the neighbors and everything would pay a guy to come with a bobcat and smooth away the sand. Well, by the time he did this, it was always late May, middle of June. He would do this while there would be turtle eggs he would uncover. So my dad always had these empty coffee cans, and we'd fill them with sand, and we'd put the eggs in the coffee can, not knowing what we know now is that when you turn a turtle egg, it dies. You can't turn a turtle egg.
Can't rotate.
Yeah, and so the guy with the bobcat, not knowing that either, I'm sure, was moving all this sand. Well, there are all these open turtle eggs, and we didn't want the birds and everything to get the turtle eggs. So we would bring all these coffee cans home and put them on the back porch where it was sunny. And we would get some turtles hatching, not many. And then at the lake, you would find baby turtles, so my dad would let me bring a baby turtle home for the week, and then the next weekend when we went back up, I would have to let it go.
Did you name any?
I don't think I did, because I never had them long enough.
Yeah.
I only had them a week, And I thought it was nice that my dad would let me do that. And I even brought home baby snappers or, you know, whatever turtle I would find. And my dad always took 8mm movies. And we have those movies. And my mom had them all transferred to a VHS. And now I have to get it transferred to a disc or whatever.
Yeah.
But, or a USB thing now. But I had a turtle in my hand in almost all of those videos that he was taking of me at the lake or whatever. I was always playing with turtles or toads or something. And then we moved.
Worms and crickets
I
and
don't like worms.
when I was married, and then in 91 we decided rather than looking for a cabin, we would try to find a house on a lake. So in Lindstrom we bought a house on North Center Lake. And my son, the school was just down at the end of the road, so my son one day was coming home from school and found a baby turtle. And he brought it home, and we had one of those little round fish bowls, and he put a rock in there, and he put the baby turtle in there and a worm, and he says, Mom, I have a new pet. And he runs out to go play soccer. So I'm sitting here looking at this poor baby turtle going, you poor thing. You know, I was going to let it go, and then now we have the internet. See, back when I was a kid, we didn't have any of that
encyclopedias.
stuff. Yeah. So we didn't have the information we have now. So boy, so I started researching, and then, you know, I started with a 10-gallon tank for this little thing in UVB, UVA lights and everything, and then it grew to a 20-gallon tank, and then a 40-gallon tank, and then about a 150-gallon tank, and so it's just, my vet says that's my spirit animal. Turtles are my spirit animal. So that's how I got started with turtles, and I've loved them ever since. They're amazing things. And Dee from Canada wants to know, why do you know so much about turtles? Is it a hobby or a career? I guess it's a hobby. My career, I was a computer tech for food service at a school. So, and then once people at school even started hearing that I had turtles, they would bring me sick turtles, or people they know would bring me sick turtles. So I started, again, you know, you research how to make these things better. So I guess I'm a researcher. And do turtles lay eggs in different locations? Yes, they do, but they tend to go back to around the same location if they think, like, if nothing bothered them, if people weren't bothering them, or if animals weren't bothering them, if a turtle thinks it had a successful lay and nothing bothered them, they generally will go back into that same general area. But like if people were around, or dogs were bugging them, or birds were bugging them, or whatever, then they probably try to find a different location.
That's interesting, because it's not like they have the motherly instinct that they stick around.
No, they just lay and go.
Yeah.
So they don't know whatever happens to their babies.
Never to see the babies again.
No, they lay their eggs and their job is done. They go. But I think to them, they think if they weren't bothered, if it was like a fairly easy dig and all that stuff, sorry, Tilly, that they, and I have seen turtles come back to the same place. So it does happen, yes. Susan Hoyle, do gopher turtles molt or grow their shell? Because I talked about tortoises don't molt. A gopher is a gopher turtle. All of these turtles and tortoises are all turtles, but tortoises are land animals and turtles are water. A gopher is a tortoise, so they do not shed their skin. They just keep growing their shell. It just gets rings on it and they get bigger. And I can show you that with one of my tortoises next time, that you can see the difference. And Stitchy all wanted to know what DMC color my albinos are, and the color I found that pretty much matches them is 726. So this is the color that...
That's surprising, because in the water they don't look that bright.
Right, they don't. But you're looking at them now where their shells too are coming off.
Oh,
so they're duller.
Brighter.
Yeah.
Okay,
they're
after
duller.
they fall
off.
Yeah,
they're brighter. But like the baby albino is a lot lighter than this. So they get darker as they get older, if that helps you. And that's all my questions for turtles. So thank you so much. And if anybody ever has more, I'd be happy to answer them. It was fun. So that's turtle tidbits for today. So then we'll move on to quilting. So those of you that are just cross stitch or whatever,
thanks for tuning in.
Yep. And we'll see you next month.
Hi.
So now we're going on to quilting. So good old Tenley is going to show her FFO quilt.
Yep.
Where did we get
I wrote it down. The quilt store in New Richmond, Wisconsin is called A Little Piece of Mind. And this is a 3-yard quilt. And I think you made that, you were in New Richmond just shortly, so like 5 years ago.
Yeah, and then on this side it's like fluffy.
Kind of a minky
Minky,
type.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
really pretty.
Yeah.
So when she layers her quilts up to sleep, this one is next to the skin. So yeah, it's there's 3 different types of fabric in here. I guess that shows better.
Yep, it does. Yep.
So, and this was done at our old house, so I had a different type of design wall. But Tenley would take the pieces and arrange them, and real good with color selection.
Yep.
So,
Wasn't it either this one or like a gold one? Like this was a gold.
mm-hmm.
I remember that, I feel like.
And she was sitting over here in the love seat and Jeannie,
With it on.
With it
She had it
on.
on
And
her
Jeannie
lap.
says, "Aren't you hot? Are you going to take it off?" And she says, "No, Grandma, I like the fuzzy on the other side." So she has it on because the minky is so nice and soft. It is. It's very soft.
And I think you've been doing some type of stitching with the sewing machine. You couldn't even touch the pedal before on the floor. She had to almost stand up to do that. And of course, this we went to a shop. Normally, she shops my stash.
Yep.
So, her whip now this is a finished object.
We just need to do like the back and stuff.
Yep, we need to quilt it.
So it's a crazy quilt.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And one day I just got really bored and I wanted to sew stuff together. So Grandma told me to make a crazy quilt. But some of them are like this one is like not crazy because it's like it just the craziness got too crazy.
Yeah, she called a halt after 6 blocks, and I said it's not big enough for anything. So yeah, I mean, she just started sewing strips together in blocks, and there was a couple of them like up here. This one here, it was a block I had left over from quilt, so she just added on to it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, what are you gonna do with them now? Here we had this. In crazy quilts, they're not in any shape. You have to, square them up and shape them up afterwards. So yeah. And then I told her that we had to put some black sashing in,
I think that looks nice though.
so the eye can rest.
Yep. Well, and it pulls your colors out too.
Mm-hmm.
And then she, of course, didn't want one color border. There's 4 sides and 4 corners.
Different colors.
So that was fun.
You're creative, just like your grandma.
This took a while though, because she's in middle school and playing soccer, and she just went out to a high school soccer camp out at one of the universities in Minnesota. So to get her up here, we're about an hour and a half away. Is getting few and far between.
Yeah, because you're busy.
It's
Yeah.
been like almost like a full year to actually.
Yeah.
Now you're here for a week, so that's good.
Yeah.
We're gonna finish it. I feel like.
Yep.
Well,
She
we're
feels
gonna-
like that, Grandma. Well, good. If you're as quick about it, things as Grandma, you two can do Flosstubes, and I'll be the guest appearance.
Well, you've got your backing picked out. It's another soft one.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
So-
my son, who is 41, will not let me make him a quilt without flannel or something on the back. He says, "Grandma or Mom, I don't care what's on the front. I just want the soft stuff on the back."
Wait, what did we get for the back? I forgot. Was it the snowflake?
No, it's the kind of the black and white leopard print like.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah,
We were gonna do like a snowflake fluffy one, but that didn't fit.
that wasn't big enough.
Yeah.
No. So it was.
Next time.
Yeah, she always comes up with these ideas like at 9 o'clock at night when I'm starting to drag. Grandma, can we go down in the basement and pick out some fabric? But we did. One time we were on a girls' weekend with your mom and my sister. And my sister decided, who doesn't sew a stitch, that we should all have pillowcases for our girls' weekend. So, yeah. But we went to a quilt store, and you picked out, because there's 3 pieces to a pillowcase.
Yep.
She picked out hers, I picked out mine, and my sister and her mom were kind of... Stanley went over and says, well, what's your main fabric? Then we'll do this, and we'll do this. And it was like, bing, bing, bing. So, it's kind of fun. And it's fun to have you up here and stitching, and then
Well, yeah, doing what you like to do. You have something in common then. That
Yeah.
makes total
Except we can't
sense.
go outside and play soccer.
no, I draw the line there.
She does. Grandma doesn't like anything over 60 degrees either. Much less kicking around a soccer ball. I don't think would be high on her list.
No, I'm still got to watch that Soccer for Dummies YouTube video.
Yeah,
But-
that's amazing because you love football and baseball and everything.
That's what we grew up with. We
Yeah.
didn't grow up with anybody playing soccer.
Soccer,
Your
right.
dad, I think, started his senior year in high school for a community.
Oh.
So, I mean, I don't even think the high school where he went offered it until after he graduated. So, and now you guys live and breathe soccer at your house,
Yep,
right?
Yep.
Between coaching and ref and
Right.
now you guys
Practices.
Yeah.
playing, yeah.
And then every weekend. for
You got
like
what, 3 nets in
months.
your small yard? And
Well, we have like 4 nets in total, but some of them are kind of bad.
Oh.
So we just use those as like hoping it doesn't go on the road.
Oh.
yeah. So that's fun.
Yep, it is.
We just got a big net and it's in the backyard. We haven't set it up yet.
Ah,
It's like bigger than like U14. I feel like.
takes the
It's
whole
giant.
yard.
Okay, so we'll move on to haul.
Fabric haul.
Fabric haul. Okay, so we went to one of the stores.
Oh, after Walnut, we finished with the antique show by noonish,
Noonish, yeah.
and it was getting warm.
Yep,
We had already made a trip or two back to the truck.
yep.
So we decided, okay, but what are you going to do? So we just Googled quilt shops in the area.
Yeah, we hit 4 different quilt shops. And I found a couple of panels that I could make for my bench because I'm always looking for quilts. So this one is, it's a patriotic one.
Oh, that's cute with the quilt blocks down
Yeah,
below.
and then there's quilt blocks on the bottom, so I thought I'd put those in the border or something. But I thought that would be cute for July for my bench. And then
We're making noise.
this one is, it says autumn, it spells out autumn. It's, yeah, there's a AU, and it has autumn featured. So I thought I could make that for my bench too for autumn. And I bought, Jeannie knew the name of these little cards. I didn't bring them, I forgot. I bought 2 of them. They're just little card patterns.
Oh, yeah. Is it Villa Rosa or something?
Yeah,
Rosa or something like that?
So then I picked out a couple of those where you just add, she's really good at doing panels and then adding borders on. So I got a
Make
couple
them big
of those.
enough.
Right. And then these were, this was from the Farmers, that new quilt store. And I picked out 3 fabrics there for my hexies. So,
Farmhouse Quilting in Elkhorn, Iowa.
yeah. So I picked out those to make hexies, to add to my hexie pile. And then these were, I think those were, what's that? I found a couple of Halloween fat quarters. And then again, these were 3 fabrics I picked out at one of the quilt stores for,
We went to Audubon,
Betsy.
Iowa, and Elkhorn, and then Harlan.
and then this is Atkins' design. It's called Bridget's Baguettes, and it has 3 different sizes of little bags with the clear front vinyl. And I'm not a fan of the vinyl, so I'll put fabric in the front. But it's nice because they're mini is 4.5 by 6, the small is 5 by 7.5, and the long is 5 by 9.5. So I thought these would be cute to put inside of my project bags.
You
for
could use
thread and stuff.
that pet screen mesh too.
I could, that's right. Jeannie told me, and she gave me some, and I bought a bunch. I have all different colors, so that's true. That would be good. That would work good too. Then we went to sewing seeds.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I like that one.
These are, this is Adamstown by Joe Morton, and she's retired now, but she had a lot of Joe Morton stuff. And then this is blue, they're just all blues, and there's some gold in there, and that's me.
I hope you're not hearing a lot of wind noise. We have our windows open today, so I'm sorry if you are. Just It's so nice.
And then at Shanty Stitcher, she had French Generals, so I got a package of fat quarters of red French Generals. And then here's more blues and browns. They're French General also.
So those are stash builders?
Yeah, these are stash builders for bags or whatever.
You should see her stash if you think I have stash. She has
And
a
then
closet.
I finished my bathroom. In my bathroom, the wallpaper is gold. And then I have wainscoting on the bottom, and that's painted a blue. And what I want to do is hang a quilt next to the shower. There used to be a plate glass mirror. Now I have an antique mirror there, so I have this plenty of wall on the one side to make a quilt. So at Sewing Seeds, when they had the 20% off with your bag, I bought these fabrics. I wonder if I can fan them out so that...
I think LeAnn was the winner at Sewing Seeds.
Yeah, I was the winner at Sewing Seeds. But so I picked out blues, and then I added pinks and reds because the sampler I'm putting in there has some pinks, and it's Merrily Merrily We Welcome Spring. It's being framed at Stitchery Nook. And then I just thought it'd be nice just to throw in another color, and since it has the same values as the blues and the golds, that, you can't see the gold, but there's a gold, that you can add another color in there without a problem. And then here's more of just like the fat quarters that I'm going to use.
So roughly, how many wall hangings do you think you could get out of that pile of fabric?
Oh, quite a few, I think.
Yeah, or a king size quilt?
But it, yeah, whatever.
It's interesting though that with what you have for stash that you don't repeat.
Right, but if I'll have to show you my sewing room sometime.
Her stash closet.
Yeah, I have a fabric closet.
Wait, she has more than you?
She has way more quilts than I have, but I have more fabric than she has.
She has more quilts that aren't quilted or that aren't made into quilts yet.
Yeah, I have lots of
Yeah.
quilts that aren't made.
Stash.
And then, well, we have to talk about Buttermilk Basin too, but, and then our friends, when we went to lunch with Mary and Charlotte at the barbecue place,
And Mary Beth.
her mother used to embroider and crochet and everything, and so she gave us this little bag, and in the bag were these linens, because she knows we change them into project bags. So this one was, so we each got, this is a pillowcase, so we each got a heart, so we thought we'd make a Valentine bag, which would be nice, which it's beautiful. Her mother did beautiful stitching. It's really nice stitching. And then, so she gave us another pillowcase, and it...
Oh, you got yours done.
I do. It was Praying Hands, and Jeannie showed you her project bag for her Sunday stitch. I didn't have a project bag. I'd been looking for something, and so since I got this, and I told Mary Beth I probably wouldn't have time to make it, but I did. So Mary Beth, there it is, and she was very happy that we're doing this because she said her mother would really like that we're reusing them and doing something with. And like I say again, I wish you could see the stitching, but her mother was a beautiful stitcher. I mean, even the back almost looks as good as the front. I mean, I'm not lying, it's beautiful. And then our friend Mary, she goes to thrift stores and stuff, and so this was a table, she gave us this one. It was a table thing, and so we cut it in half. Jeannie has half of it and I have half of it. And then Mary bought this one for me, and it's a bunny with a carrot, which I thought was cute. Isn't that cute?
We gotta have another day of making project bags.
Yeah, that was fun, because I think I got 9 done that day. So yeah, that was a fun day. We made project bags. I would like to do that again. That would be fun, Jeannie. We could easily do that. Okay, I think that is everything for me except for what we did at Buttermilk Basin. But
Okay, what do I have for? This was I got some money for my birthday, so we're at Farmhouse Quilting in Elkhorn, and I seen this spring barn quilt.
yeah, that's so pretty.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Like the cows.
And it really wasn't very, I mean, I didn't think it was that expensive.
No, it's 60 by 60, so it's a perfect wall hanging.
Yep.
So,
It was really pretty.
and everything's in here for the top. And then when we were at Dennis and I, where we stayed, there is the quilt store, the Wise Monkey. So they have a lot of, what do you call that? Cutout,
Oh, it's like laser cut.
laser cut. So this is a full kit for the summer. It's called Patchabilities. And it's flamingo all year, but this is the summer one. So everything is in here.
And it's cut. It's
It's
already
all
cut.
It was diffusible on it and everything.
Yep.
Patchabilities.
Yep.
Yeah. So that, I got some other miscellaneous fat quarters and things too that I must have put away.
And then on Thursday when we were at Welcome Stitchery, Justine told us she was coming up to the cities with her friend Shelley. They were going to Stitchville because she was buying some of the racks from Stitchville for her store. And then they were going to go to Buttermilk Basin. And Jeannie said, well, do you think, could we meet you and have lunch?
It's about a half hour for each of us to go to the shop.
To go to Buttermilk Basin. So Justine said she would talk to Shelley, and then if it was possible, she would text us. Well, she did text us and said they were just leaving Stitchville. They had picked up the stuff she had bought from Stitchville, and they were heading to Buttermilk Basin. So we each drove to Buttermilk Basin and met them there, and then we went to lunch with them at Moe's something.
Yeah.
It was really good. My hamburger was really good anyway.
Oh, I had a turkey melt on cranberry wild rice bread.
Yeah, she and Shelley both ate that. And Justine had some kind of bowl something. But it was very good food. And it was kind of nice because we used to go to her weekend things when she had them. Her stitching weekends.
For 24 hours,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's like you didn't get to talk to them very much because they were busy. You know, people were there and, you know, she was in charge of it. So she was always running around. So it was really nice because we talked to them for quite a while at lunch.
They're the Whips and Sips Flosstube.
Right. So then Jeannie and I went back to Buttermilk Basin and I found this ornament. It's a Uncle Sam's hat. So I bought that. And it has
kit.
Yeah, it's a kit. It has everything in it.
That's something you haven't started yet is wool
Oh,
applique.
yeah, you might like that too.
What's that?
And then this is a
Cut out pieces of wool and you stitch around them.
yeah, and then this is a flag with flowers. Again, it's an ornament. It's a kit. And then they had these. These are is it Tim Holtz?
Mm-hmm.
And there's bells in there and jingle bells, and some are silver and some are rusty. So I bought those. And then they gave us this free pattern when we bought it. I'm not quite sure.
If you spent $25 or more.
So, and I'm not sure what it makes yet, but
Well, okay. It makes these two.
oh, okay.
Those two flowers.
The two flowers. So,
Yeah, because I got that kit too.
and I think right now she's having a sale on her website. So I can't remember if it was 30% off.
I don't know.
I don't remember. I just saw it popped up yesterday. But that's what I picked up at Buttermilk Basin. Did you pick up anything?
I got some fabric somewhere up here. Some
Okay.
quilting fabric.
Yeah, because she has quilt fabric too, and she has thread, some thread. She has Weeks Dye Works, Pearl Cotton. Yep. So her store is beautiful.
Big.
Yeah, big and beautiful. Okay, I think, believe it or not, I think we've made it through.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I'm done. That's enough.
So,
Lots of traveling.
and it might be a quiet few weeks. I mean, we kind of blew the summer budget there in 1 week. And then I got my favorite granddaughter up here, so that makes another little dent.
Yeah, and then we still have to figure out her birthday trip whenever she decides
Yeah.
what that is. And then I said I should probably do my birthday trip before winter comes because you just never know when it gets dark so early here by 4:30.
It's hard to fit in a 15-hour adventure day when half of it's in the dark.
Right, so I have to figure out if there's somewhere I'd like to go. We're talking about a direction we hadn't been. I
Yeah.
don't remember what it was, but we talked about that. So Julie, for once, has hers all done. We did hers already.
Yeah.
So we'll have to come up with something. But that's all we got, gang. So I guess we'll leave you and we'll see you in a month. So bye.
Bye.
Hi guys, I'm going to show you the knot that I use on my 103 so my thread doesn't keep going through the hole, and I've got a big needle and yarn here to show you. So you put the yarn through the hole, you grab the tail, you wrap it around your finger and your thumb, and then I grab it with my third finger. Then with that loop that you've made between your thumb and your first finger, you pull the needle up, and then you've created this knot. And what I've learned to do is pull the long part of your thread as much as you can, and you can adjust it so that you have a shorter tail. You'll kind of get used to that as you do it, but then you pull and you get this knot under your needle. And what happens is the knot is smaller than that width of where your hole is on your needle. So I hope that helps. Let me see, I'll cut it. The only bad part about this is if you're stitching and you have to do frogging, you have to cut it and start all over. And that, to me, is the only downfall, but boy, I tell you, that outweighs by far how wonderful this is. And I've done it to every thread. I've done it to DMC, I've done it to the overdyes. So, okay, again, you grab the tail, wrap it around your finger, over your thumb, and then I take my third finger and just hold it, grab the needle and pull it through that loop that you've made, and then pull. And I pull the long one as much as I can to have a short tail. And then you just pull it tight. And that's it. And this knot is so tiny, it's thinner than what your needle is. And here I've got one done. And I mean, let's see if I can show you. You can barely, oh shoot, it's not gonna focus. There's a knot under that needle, and this is 103s. And see, the needle hole is wider than that knot is at the end. So you never even feel that knot when you go through your holes. You'll never feel that there's a knot there. Like I say, the only downside is if you have to frog, you have to cut it so you can pull out your threads. That's it, though. That's it, and it works great. That's a game changer for me. I love it. Hope this helps.